What's up, my friends? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Perfect. Thank you, Jojo. Let me let me get a couple things going. Also need to get the old TikTok live going. One sec. All right. Hello, my friends. family, countrymen. Hello, Lily. So I'm probably not going live on Twitch for today. Long story short, the like streaming software I use, it only lets me go horizontal. There's the word. I can only horizontal stream on one platform at a time. So I figured I would do that on YouTube. I'll probably just pay for the premium version, which means I could do both. But I've been too cheap to do that so far, so that's why we're not on Twitch right now. But hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry, I've missed a bunch of messages. I know a lot of people said hello. Hello, hello. I know the angle does feel weird. It feels weird to me, too. Also, can y'all hear the lo-fi music? And if so, is the volume of it okay? Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get my combined chat going. Hello, TikTok, by the way. I think we're up and live over there as well. Welcome in. So yeah, we're still figuring out like what we're doing with these Sunday streams. For anybody that was here yesterday, I read through the chapter. So I'm down to do that again, or we could just straight up talk about it without reading it, because I can't show it on YouTube, which is kind of annoying. Volume's fine. Okay, thank you guys. So what do y'all think? Like, should we read through it again, or just get to yapping? Yeah, I'm trying to launch my combined chat here, and then hopefully that will show up on stream once it gets going. Why do I only reply to members only? I'm not even meaning to do that. See, you might be thinking of mods, because Lily's a mod, so her name is blue. It's easy to stick out. I don't even think I can tell if someone's a member or not in the chat. At least not the version of the chat I'm seeing. Maybe on YouTube you can tell. Oh, am I muted on TikTok? Test, 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 test. How do I change this? Alright, one sec, y'all. Troubleshooting here. Oh, here we go. Test, test. Can y'all hear me on TikTok now? Test, test, test. Okay, yeah, my bad, y'all. So I'm also streaming on YouTube, so it was working over there, so I just assumed it was working over here too. My bad. So for anybody, okay, two things. For anyone on YouTube who wants to actually see the panels as we read through it, you can come over on TikTok because I can show them there. And for anyone on TikTok who doesn't like the vertical experience but wants the widescreen experience, we're also on YouTube, but I can't show the panels there. Pick your poison, I guess. I heard a notification. I'm trying to figure out what that was. I think it was somebody followed on Twitch. They can't even hear me, but thank you. Alright. I think my combined chat is working now. So hopefully we can keep up with both versions. And I just accidentally closed it. My bad. What do I think about Hunter x Hunter returning? I'm stoked, of course. Although, like, I want Hunter x Hunter to come back, of course. Don't get me wrong. But I almost hope it like doesn't come back right now, because the Sundays are going to be insane if we have to talk about this, JJK, and Hunter x Hunter. I will be getting no sleep. Okay. Sorry. I think the combined chat is back online. I don't see anybody. Well, it's getting there. We have not read the chapter yet. We've just begun. Do I have super chats enabled? I think so. Like, it's not something I explicitly did, but I think those were happening last time, so I think so. We'll probably start in maybe 5 minutes, just because I'm, boomer figuring out technical difficulties, give people a chance to get in here. I'm lagging. Okay, the combined chat is now working, so we are cooking now. Okay. Are we still lagging? No? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, the chapter, we're gonna read through it. My mom saw you and she said you are the water dude from DC Comics. Aquaman? Or is there someone else? Yoroshinko, welcome in, man. I feel like the volume of the music could be a bit lower. Okay, thank you, Jules. Alright, let me know if I overcorrected. Also good to see you. Okay. So again, those of you on TikTok, you can see, so no big deal. But for those of you on YouTube, when we start to read the chapter, it's not going to be like my videos when I read the chapter where like I'm explaining like the blocking and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, oh, and then this dude threw a punch, you know? We're basically just going to be reading the dialogue. So I know that's kind of annoying since you can't see it, but just giving you a heads up. So if you want to read along, you know, pull it up on your end and then just like scroll with me as we're going. What's your opinion on the theory of Maru and Cross being reincarnations of Sukuna and Wasuke? I don't think we know enough to say like that's true, but like I had that same thought, so like I think that certainly could be the case. For sure. I think it would be cool if that was the case. But like let's just say that is the case. Let's say that's true. I think a lot of people have an expectation that that means that like we'll get like a lot of like Sukuna, but I don't think we would even get any Sukuna if that was the case. It would be more so just like a kind of a background piece of knowledge, like, oh, like that's his reincarnation. We're getting to see kind of what his life would look like if he had chosen a different path. It wouldn't be like, oh, he gets his memories back and it's Sukuna, you know what I mean? How does the alien with the horn sleep on his side? Man, he can't. That's just the binding vow he made to have such power. Do I think Rika will make an appearance? I think probably. In at least some form. Maybe not Rika as we saw her in JJK, but I think that ring is a cursed tool. It has too much like narrative significance to be nothing. I think. If Maru's twin ate Sukuna's finger, would he gain his memories? I don't think so. I think the finger is just inert. Do I think the anti-Sukuna squad beats Gojo? We've talked about this in a video before, but no. Like, unless Sukuna weakens Gojo beforehand, like if they fought, you know, a similarly weakened Gojo, then maybe, but certainly not otherwise. All right, y'all. We'll start in like 2 minutes. So again, for those of you on YouTube that want to read along, you should go ahead and get it pulled up. Bada boom, bada bing. Ludus, welcome in, man. Glad you're here. What happened to Sukuna's last finger? I just put out a video on that if you want to check it out, but it's just a talisman now. We saw it at the school in the final chapter, but it doesn't contain Sukuna anymore. I like the art. I like the new art style. I love Gege's art, don't get me wrong, but I think this is a fun kind of fresh take for the spin-off. I think Gege will explain any of the original JJK stuff with Modulo. Yeah, I mean, I think we're already getting some of that. Yo, Sukuna, thank you, man. Welcome in. The man himself. But yeah, I can't remember his exact quote, but he said something about, like, you know, there were things he kind of wanted to expand on. And obviously we're 2 chapters deep, so it's hard to specifically say, but I think it's clear he's kind of building on the world building with, you know, these aliens also having sorcery and stuff. So I think we'll definitely get some, I don't want to use the word answers, because a lot of people, you know, want like specific answers to specific things. And we might not get that, but I think we'll get expanded world building. And maybe some answers. I mean, who knows? All right, but let's start. Let's go ahead and read it, and then we can just chat more about stuff afterwards. So again, if you're on TikTok, you can see the panels. No big deal. If you're on YouTube, you won't be able to see them, and I'm just going to be reading the dialogue, really. So you'll need to follow along if you probably want to keep up. Okie dokie. All right. Chapter 2 is called Deterrence. The Kyoto Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation. Are you sure about this? Is it really a good idea for us to put off the Ministry of Health's quarantines and risk assessment protocols? We can't say for sure that they're free of infectious diseases or any other unknown factors that could affect us. We have no insight into their religion, language, history, or culture. And what if we start treating their presence like some kind of outbreak? They might declare war on us faster than you can blink. Come to think of it, we don't really know a thing about their idea of gender norms either. They might be offended by us sending 2 men to greet them. Now you're getting it. It all comes down to luck from here on out. And here I studied so much, so this thing wouldn't happen. This kind of thing wouldn't happen. Alright, 1 sec. It's nice to meet you. I am Jabaloma, diplomatic envoy on behalf of the Sumerians. And this is Cross, our dispatch officer. We'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to the people of Earth for their warm welcome. They're speaking Japanese. Of course, you're very welcome here. My name is Usami, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I'm his subordinate, Mino. Nobody told me they could speak Japanese. Did they speak English in America? I mean, if they did, then why didn't the Americans tell us? And they're always on our asses about sending them... Oh, and they're always on our asses about sending them alien technology. It's on purpose, I'm sure. Ever since the Kyoto Paranormal Resolution, Japan's been uncooperative on all issues. We can't expect the international community to help us now. And since they've overcome the language barrier, they've got the upper hand when it comes to gathering intel. We have a favor to ask of you. May we have our representative be present here? Of course. Is there some reason you had to ask first? It's because of the concept of being unarmed is meaningless for him. Though we cannot comfortably let him attend unless you understand that he has no hostile intentions. Aura. Usami, I'm still alive, right? This is bad. Yeah. No wonder they're saying it's on par with Ryomen Sukuna. They could easily take over the country if they wanted to. They've made their position crystal clear. So what are we supposed to say? Hey, thanks for not invading our country? Still, that doesn't mean we should give in to their every demand. Conceal the fact that our Samorian envoy is an alien, and let him accompany Jujutsu sorcerers to school and on missions. Wouldn't be such a big deal if things just ended with that. This dude... Okay. Anyway, I'll assign the Akotsu siblings to the job. I know they're very talented, but don't you think they're a little too young for this? The Samurians aren't invaders, they're refugees. As of right now, you mean. Sure, they fit the definition of refugees from what they've disclosed, but they're withholding crucial details. Ever since the Paranormal Resolution 62 years ago, Japan's been self-satisfied about the security treaty and joined in on the surge of nationalism that was growing in the United States at the time. It's easy for an isolationist island nation to fall into exclusionary sentiments after all. We can't repeat the same mistakes. Our diplomacy style is superficial and based on formalities. If this keeps up, we'll be subtly flashing our deterrence back and forth, and the worst case scenario will end up playing out over the next few decades. And once the embargo on information about the Samurians is lifted, exclusionary campaigns can stir up public sentiment, escalating into armed conflict and ultimately war. War is the one thing we can't allow. We must avoid that at all costs. We have to strive for true harmony. We can't open up the Samurians' hearts with our adult formalities. We need the spirit of a new era. Wasn't expecting that from you. We're really going to entrust the fate of Japan and the world to a couple of teenagers. We grown-ups will handle our fair share too. Alright, we swap into Yuka and Tsurugi now. Aliens? That's a wild leap you're making there. It's what the curse user told me. He said that aliens have come here. All diplomatic missions with aliens have been Japan's responsibility since the security treaty. And apparently the Inspector General says the aliens are being treated as a special grade on par with Ryomen Sukuna. Ryomen Sukuna? The one responsible for that scar on Grandpa's forehead? And you believe that? The guy is trash, but we can trust his judgment at least. Japanese trafficking is a huge business that generates billions of yen, and yet he said he was quitting because of the alien invasion. If a bad guy like him is dropping his racket, then it must be serious. Plus, you saw for yourself. Well, there are a lot of weird-looking sorcerers out there. Well, I've seen some who are missing eyes, sure, but never one with extra. Then let's check and find out for sure. We can't. Usami introduced Maru to us as an inspector from the state party of the security treaty. Even if Maru is an alien, they wouldn't share that kind of intel with grunts like us. Who said we'd check with Usami? You're just going to ask Maru directly if he's an alien. That's just as pointless as us asking Usami. Not to mention, I can't trust Maru. But you said you can trust that guy's judgment, right? Oh yeah. Coffee break. How we doing? I knew you'd come. A few minutes earlier. Stand back, Mino. Huh? Why? The perp might be concealing an explosive, cursed object. Explosive? I knew it, he says. I don't like him. I bet he's one of those idiots who thinks he's a genius. I'm smarter than you. Bet you're useless at anything that isn't just memorizing stuff. Nah, that's my brother. Shut up. Leave me out of this. You want to know about the aliens, right? First, why don't you start with how you got the info about aliens in the first place? Well, just assume that basically any information managed digitally will be leaked, especially from government offices that are scrambling to maintain their systems without reconfiguring them after the AI regulations were put into place. They should really start keeping paper records again, you know. Anyway, the aliens, they call themselves Sumerians. Hang on. You're just going to keep going with the premise that aliens are actually real? What? Is that where I have to start with this? You really are stupid, aren't you? Can I punch him? I thought you were Jujutsu sorcerers. You work with the paranormal every day, but at the same time you're denying the paranormal? We just want some kind of confirmation that aliens actually have come to Earth. That's all. There's a mothership containing 50,000 Sumerians floating above this country as we speak. 50? Damn, that's enough to basically fill Koshien Stadium to capacity. How the hell could a spaceship that big be floating above us with no one noticing? Barrier technique, like a curtain, I'm sure. But it could be some advanced alien technology we don't know about yet. Either way, they traveled through space to get here. All 50,000 of them can use Jujutsu. How the hell would we deal with them? They're probably self-sufficient on that ship to an extent, but they'll hit their limit at some point, so supplies gotta be brought in before that happens. And it's happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. at the Kuriyama Highlands in Nagano Prefecture. If the barrier technique's visual effects are making the spaceship invisible, then it might weaken just enough for a sorcerer to catch a glimpse of that ship while supplies are being loaded. You should go there and see it for yourself. What about the explosives? Oh, it's all good. No worries. He was fully cooperative. Might seem like cooperation, but to the higher-ups, controlling the intel, it's basically treason and rebellion. You know what happens to curse users who commit serious crimes? He probably just wants to cause a commotion so he can try and escape without anyone noticing. Pisses me off. Kuriyama Highlands, Nagano Prefecture. Probably butchering those pronunciations, by the way. Oh, damn humid, even at night. Hey, I know we decided to aim for the top of the mountain on a whim, but couldn't the ship also be at the base of it? We're talking about an alien spaceship in a mountain here. Obviously, we go up. You for real? The ring. I'm not giving it back. The three clans treated Granny like she was some kind of failure, but she never gave up, and she shut them up with her true power. Shut them up? Wasn't it more like she massacred her entire clan? And I want to be just as powerful. I feel like we're both chasing our own ideas of the truth. I wanted him to give me back the ring this whole time, and Tsurugi's always wanted to give it back to me. Isn't that why we wanted to get stronger? No, that's not all. This double spread was so cool, by the way. Damn, aliens really are here. So this is the special grade case that's on par with Ryomen Sukuna, huh? Grandpa, Granny, and the others were able to defeat Ryomen Sukuna. I don't know why aliens came to Earth, but no matter what happens, it's up to us, the Jujutsu sorcerers, to take care of it. Yep, that's what the treaty says. But Grandma and Granny are both gone, and we won't stand a chance the way we are now. I want to be just like Maki-Zenin to Akotsu. Transition. Cross, it's been a while. Maru, go back and stay with the Earthling sorcerers. Sure, but is that really necessary? What? I mean, isn't it obvious by now that the Earthlings are just like us, Sumerians? There are good people and bad people here too. But unless our ideas of what's good and bad are the same, that's meaningless. They are the same. That's not for you to decide. It seems our opinions are split on the matter between conflict and coexistence. No, conflict is wrong. That's what you think? Then spend more time with the Earthling sorcerers and present your evidence for consideration. That's your job right now, as a warrior. Aren't you going back to the ship? I have my own job to do. Cross, if you're not going back to the ship, can we have breakfast together tomorrow? The sorcerers showed me all kinds of stuff, and the food in this country is really good. I'm busy. Beep. Huh? Oh, right. I didn't come with my student pass this time. What are you doing? I guess I gotta relink it. Yuka, go on without me. Hey Maru, what you doing? You need If you hang out up here, people will think you're gonna jump and call the cops on you. Plus, it's trespassing. Don't you have rules like that on your planet? Shut up. Don't talk to me. The hell is his problem? To be continued. Chapter 2 complete, my friends. What'd you think? I actually really liked this chapter. It was... I wish I could... I'm not really going to be able to do that with this stream. I wish I could show the full double spread. This little... For those of you on YouTube, I'm looking at the double spread. This little thing in like the full double spread panel, it gives me Rika's ring. I feel like it might be some like cool little symbolism. All right, wait, let me pull back up the combined chat. Okay, there we go. Maru and Cross look too similar. Well, they are twins after all. It is interesting that let me scroll back down to this. I wonder why Maru like covers his third eye, but Cross doesn't. You know? Like I wonder if that has anything to do with their like rank, or if Cross is like stronger is not the right word, but like maybe he's like more acclimated to it, you know? Or maybe they have like different abilities. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Yeah, it was much shorter. So like first chapters of a lot of Shonen Jump series are extended like that. Like 50 plus pages. Like the first chapter of Kagurabachi was like 50 plus pages, but then most of them will be like around 20. I think Maru was just trying to not show his eye. But even in this, well, Dino, I see that you're on YouTube, so you might not be looking at it. But even in this private conversation with Maru and Cross, Maru is still covering his eye, and his brother's not. But I mean, I guess it could just be like, because he's primarily interacting with humans, maybe he keeps it covered most of the time. And maybe Cross doesn't have to if he's not interacting with humans. That could just be it. When are they going to show Yuji? We might not. Yuji might be dead, to be honest. Like, nobody should get their hopes up. But even if he is dead, it'd be cool to get like a flashback of him. But I honestly, like, I'd be here for it if that happened. But I also wouldn't be surprised if like this story isn't focusing much on the old characters. Takaba thought it would be funny if aliens were real. That might just be it. Do I think these aliens have domain expansions? I bet they have. I don't know. I bet they have something similar, but I don't know if they would literally have like a domain expansion exactly, you know? Because that, like, domain expansions could be how like sorcery evolved on Earth. Because we already know that like the way Maru used it versus the way Yuka and Tsurugi understand it is different, right? So like they could have kind of like their pinnacle of sorcery, but it might not be a domain. I could see it going either way. He's alive, no doubt, because he was the MC. Maybe. You know, like, I don't know. If Gege wanted to, like, tell a story about Yuji, I think he just would have done that, you know? Like, he didn't have to skip to the next 2 generations. So, I think we could see him, but I wouldn't want people to get their hopes up and, like, expect that we'll definitely see Yuji, because we just as easily could not. Like, because this just might be a story completely unrelated to that time. Do I think they have an innate domain? I would assume so. Because the way innate domains were explained is that basically everything has an innate domain. Kind of like your soul, but not literally your soul. I think the sister has the same potential as Yuta. I feel like it's impossible to say. There's been nothing to speak to that, but there also has been nothing to like not speak to that, you know what I mean? But no one's made any comments about her having like an absurd amount of cursed energy or anything, you know? It's tough. I won't get too long-winded here, but some of you guys might have seen, put out a long video talking about Tsurugi and his heavenly restriction. If, this is a big if Tsurugi is fully heavenly restricted, then Yuka is pretty strong too, considering she's been said to be his equal. But if he's more of a partial, then that brings her down a bit as well. Is the prison realm still around? I don't know. It's a good question. I guess it depends on if destroying the back of it destroyed it. But since Gojo got out, I would assume that it probably was destroyed. He didn't use Simple Domain. He used a new Shadow style sword technique, but he didn't use Simple Domain. I have no idea what Maru's curse technique is. I mean, the thing he did with Harmony might not have even been his literal curse technique. I know that's how he described it to Yuka, but I think he only did that because that's like a framework she would understand. I see a lot of questions about Tsurugi. We don't know either way, but like I said, I have like a whole, I think it's like a 15-minute video, if you guys want to check it out, where we go into like the nuance of like each point that could maybe mean he is fully heavenly restricted, or that could maybe mean he does have some cursed energy. Because there's a lot of stuff that could point either way, to be honest. Yo, Revenant, that's an interesting question. He says, since Cross is Maru's twin, and we know that Maru has a curse technique, is Cross heavenly restricted? And one, I don't think we can say for sure that Maru has a curse technique, but also not all twins are like Maki and Mai. They were like a specific type of twin. I can't remember the word for it, but they were a twin that like specifically shared what's the word? I can't remember the word, but it's twins that, I think it's twins that are like, anyways, I can't remember, so I'm not going to try to pull it out of the ether. But But not all twins are like that. Not conjoined. Well, actually, now I'm curious. I wonder if all identical twins are the type of twins I'm thinking of. Because if so, then they might be like Maki and Mai, but if not... Anyways. They could be like that. But we don't know that they're like that, so I don't think we can assume that he has a heavenly restriction. Yeah, there's the word I'm looking for. It's like two twins that share the same amniotic sac. That's not the right word, I don't think. But like twins like will have like their own situation, but sometimes they're in the same one. Oh yeah, monozygotic. I think that's it. Anyways, long story short, if we do find out that they're that same type of twin, and we do find out that Maru has a technique, then maybe Cross could be like heavenly restricted-esque. Problem is, like, we have a sample size of 1 with Maki and Mai, right? And now, if Tsurugi is partially... It kind of there's a lot of weird doubt around this whole subject right now because of the first chapter and what Tsurugi is as well. Because Maki like made the comparison to him and said like we both get stronger through loss. But Maki's situation shouldn't be like his, at least not exactly, because he's not a twin like she was. Yes, that was Maru's twin at the end. I was like, what do y'all think is even happening in this final scene, by the way? When Tsurugi can't clock in. You know, he walks out. Or he doesn't necessarily walk out, but we just cut to a rooftop. Like, is the implication that he walked out of whatever this building is and he's on a roof? Or like he left the building and specifically went to this roof for some reason? Maybe because he thought he saw somebody up there. I'm curious what we were like supposed to take away from this final scene. That would make sense. Sukuna says, hearing my name in this chapter is like music to my ears, and I do like the double spreads Akutami makes. I wonder if the aliens have something greater than a domain, maybe a multi-domain or 2 curse techniques. Yeah, I love the art too, and I'm sure you know this, but Yuji Iwasaki is the artist. But I do know that Gege, I mean, we don't know like to what level, but we do know that Gege like has input on the art and has even done like storyboards, so it could be accurate to say that that was Gege's double spread, even though he's not the one that literally did the art. And yeah, we were talking about this a bit earlier, but I certainly think we could see, like someone asked if the aliens have domains, and they might have something different. So could they have something better than a domain? Maybe. It is kind of hard to think of what is better than a domain since they're literally guaranteed to hit, but I would be surprised if they just had the exact same power structure that Earth sorcerers had. I think that would be kind of... That wouldn't... I don't think that would capitalize on the opportunity to like do something cool with this. We'll see what Gege does, but... I think it would make sense if they kind of had their own interpretation and thus their own reflections of like of their cursed energy power system, if that makes sense. Yeah, CQ says there are maximum techniques. That would be cool if those kind of like made a little bit of a comeback in this series. I mean, at the very least, they all have these extra eyes, and these eyes seem to be doing something, right? Like Maru's third eye knocking that guy out was completely different to whatever his harmony thing was he did, right? So like they might just utilize cursed energy in a completely different way than we're used to. Yeah. Dave says, if they're refugees, what are they fleeing? Great question. And obviously, they arrived on Earth one way or the other, right? Like, they had to leave their home for some reason. But I don't know if we can take their word as refugees as canon yet, you know? Like they kind of alluded to in this chapter, like, we just have to go off what they tell us, you know? Because, like, they could invade us. So, like, yeah, you're going to tell us you're refugees, cool, you know? But maybe they're not. Like, maybe they destroyed their home planet and they just need a new planet now. And so they're going to say, hey, like, we're chill, we're refugees. Don't suspect us. Or they could be refugees, and there could be an even greater threat that's pursuing them. I was thinking about this earlier, like, since this is a shorter... one sec. The Black Blur says, how do you like the theory that the merger will come back into play in Modulo? I don't know what theory you're referencing, if there's like a particular one. But I personally don't see how the merger would come back into play. Like, again, I guess it depends on exactly maybe what theory you're referring to or what the idea is, but the merger insofar as exactly what Kenjaku was trying to orchestrate, I don't really think that could be on the table in the same way. What I was saying though is that since this is like a short spin-off, like Gege already knows what this story is going to cover, right? And it's going to be, what do you say, like roughly 30 chapters. There's not room for like a full JJK-esque storyline. You know what I mean? Like this is going to be a shorter self-contained thing. And given like the clear like allusions to like real world immigration policy and stuff, I could see a world where like it is just a peaceful resolution. Like they do peacefully coexist with these aliens. Now, that's not to say that there couldn't be conflict and big fights along the way. Like, you know, maybe the captain alien is like, nah, let's kill him. And so they have to deal with him. But ultimately, I think that things will be chill. Like, you know, like Maru and the Akotsu siblings will broker the peace, basically. So all that being said, there could be some other entity that needs to be the main bad guy. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's the captain alien, maybe it's the bad seeds among the aliens themselves, or maybe if they are refugees fleeing from something, they'll have to come together to fight that thing or something. Yep. Morningstar says we can't even coexist with ourselves. 100%. And I think that's the type of thing Gege is getting into with this story. Which is not only incredibly relevant in Japan, but, you know, even more so in the States as well. JJK2 Immigration Edition. Do I think there will be other JJK projects after this? Well, we already know that there will be. there's at the very least some horror short novels coming. So we've already got 2, right? And Gege did mention in his statement when chapter 1 came out that he got like littered with offers for JJK spin-offs. But he was just so busy, and you know, also his health issues at the end of JJK, he just didn't want to entertain any of that stuff because he didn't want to let it get away from him, you know? Like he wanted to be able to like oversee those types of things. Which, random side note, but all the people that say like Gege hates JJK and like gave up on it, like again, that just kind of sentiment spits in his face when like literally he could have just cashed a paycheck and greenlit all of these sequels, but he didn't because he wanted to like make sure that it was taken care of, you know? Anyways, nothing is confirmed beyond those horror light novels, but there's already a couple, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if there were more in the future as well. For it being 30 chapters, it's starting very slow. I would disagree with that. I feel like it's had a really cool pace so far. I mean, aliens legit pulled up in chapter 1. We got our main characters finding out about them in chapter 2. We got the call to action where they're trying to be like Yuta and Maki. I feel like one of Gege's strong suits has always been pacing. And we're 2 chapters deep. I'm not trying to say that this is perfect, but I haven't felt it being slow at all. Yo, Sukuna, thank you so much for becoming a member, man. Side note, if you're in the Discord, that means you get access to the members channel. PSA for anybody else that didn't know that's not in the Discord. Come join us. CQ, I could see that. Valk, that is funny. Have you seen the theory where they're basically trying to prevent Geto's hellish world he was trying to prevent? Like maybe cursed spirits got out of control in their planet and that's the reason there are 50k of them. I'm trying to track here. So so you're saying that basically curses overran their planet. And so they're fleeing here. And they're gonna hope and try and prevent that from happening here. I think that's already been prevented on Earth. So like they wouldn't need the aliens' help with that, right? And if they are, we don't know for sure that they're all 50,000 of them are sorcerers. That seems to be the implication so far. But if that's true, then that's a hell of a lot more sorcerers than on Earth, right? Because sorcerers are rare. And it's because sorcerers are rare that cursed spirits exist, right? Because it's humans that can control their cursed energy that leak and create the cursed spirits. And again, we know nothing about like population numbers here, so 50,000 of these aliens could similarly be like a very small percentage of their alien homeworld. But assuming it's not, if they have that many sorcerers, then if anything, that probably means they would have less cursed spirits. I have not read The Promised Neverland. The music still going, by the way? I feel like I can't hear anymore. Oh, it's okay. No, I can hear it now. There we go. Chapter 2 is indeed out. Do I think Megami died of old age? I mean, really, it's anyone's guess, but I would say probably. I think there's some relation of the Sumerian tattoos and Sukuna's. I mean, it certainly feels like there could be. Like, it's a hell of a coincidence if not. The aliens probably have, at this point, seen the footage of the fight, of the Gojo Sukuna fight, since it was recorded. I mean, maybe not, but... I wonder if there will be break weeks for this series, or if it's kind of like a pre-plotted out thing. If they'll just cash it out 30 weeks back to back to back. Well, there'll obviously be Shonen Jump break weeks, like on the whole, but I wonder if there will be like author break weeks. Yo, Nico, thank you so much. He says, in a JJK guidebook somewhere, it is stated Yuta wore white to easily identify him as a problem child. Do you think Yuka is the same? Could be. I mean, it does look like she's wearing his... I mean, it might not literally be his uniform, but like her outfit looks like Yuta's, you know? So it could just be that like it's an homage to her granddad and not necessarily like the same problem child situation. But I could see it going either way because, you know, she's clearly not happy with the clan and their decision to take the ring from her. So I'm sure she's kind of like a thorn in their side. Do you think there's a connection between Usami in Modulo and Usami in JJK? There doesn't have to be, but I mean, I would assume it's just his grandson. I think that's a pretty common name, but like, to me, it would be kind of weird if it wasn't related to the Usami from JJK, because Usami wasn't even in JJK. You know what I mean? It was just that like volume extra. So I think it's probably the same bloodline. You think I should read JJK before starting Modulo? Honestly, you probably don't need to. It would enhance the experience for sure. But considering it is like a sequel, it's probably not like necessary. Do I think Yuka and Maru might be a thing in the new series? I don't know. Gege doesn't really do much romance. But I mean, maybe he's shifting that up for this series, but we'll see. Yo, what's up, Fergus? Where is... Wait one sec. Lost my chat. There we go. Yo, Sukuna, my guy. Thank you, man. Upgraded to the special grade. The commitment to the meme. Thank you, dude. Yo, Ryan, thank you so much, man. I hope that no alien is actually Sukuna level because it would undermine his impact if the generation could beat it. Hopefully the humans mean the aliens as a whole. There's been a lot of talk about this. I put out a couple videos about it. I'm sure you guys have seen. The alien could be Sukuna level, okay? I'm not saying he couldn't be. But from the statements we have so far, I do not think that's what's being said. They're just comparing him as a threat of that level. A special grade level threat. But we know that all special grades are not constructed equally, so... We'll have to wait and see, but I'm of the opinion that at least thus far, no statement has been made to say that that alien guy is as strong as Sukuna. TikTok, what do you mean inactivity has been detected? It did this last time. Side note, y'all. Oh. Did I freeze? Oh, no, there we go. What was I saying? I don't know. Maybe it'll come back to me. But why Sukuna specifically? I think because that is like the greatest threat that society had like they're saying that like this alien invasion represents a threat on the level of that, like the greatest threat since we've seen from Sukuna. It's probably just the most apt comparison, which makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not as if like they're, I don't know. I've already talked about it. I won't get long-winded. Point is, he could be as strong as Sukuna, but that I don't think is what's being conveyed so far. Tog, my guy, thank you. He says, what if this is actually Gege's idol manga and the captain is the head of the alien pop idol Samurian group? Bro. And it's like secretly also a K-pop Demon Hunters sequel. I'm here for it. I finally saw K-pop Demon Hunters the other day. The songs are so catchy. No, it's not bad if he's stronger. Like I'm saying, like the alien could very well be 30 times stronger than Sukuna. All I'm saying is that like that has not, I don't think that's the intent of the information conveyed thus far. So can you just imagine like that, you know, Maru's got the harmony curse technique. Maybe we weren't reading into that enough. It's like harmonizing, and they all just have like a musical brand of sorcery. We got to get Gege on the phone. It might not be too late to just transition to this idea. J-pop curse hunters, you got it. Is there any chance for Sukuna to come back? I don't think so. I think the only way we have Sukuna come back is if Maru or Cross is his reincarnation. What's my top 3 manga of all time? I'm not good at picking favorites like that. I very much struggle with it. And manga specifically, like, so anime's not included in the consideration. I honestly haven't read that many manga start to finish. Like, I've definitely seen more anime than I have read manga. It's just so tough. Some of y'all have heard me give this speech before, but it just depends. Like, it depends on what we're talking about. I'm a very indecisive person in general, so it's especially hard for me to like claim something as my favorite, because it depends on what like genre we're talking about, depends on the day. What I will say, and this is probably some recency bias, but I do really feel this way though, is that the current Hunter x Hunter Succession War arc, I think may go down as my favorite arc ever. Like, not just in Hunter x Hunter, but in any manga. We'll see if he can land the plane, so to speak, but I have no fear that he can't. I think it's such like a perfect storm. Y'all need to read Hunter x Hunter if you're not, but like, I think I talked about this last time, but Like, that arc can only exist because of Togashi's unique situation where he can, like, have this much time to prepare and not have to be week to week. Do you think the aliens have a level of sorcery that humans could never even conceptualize? Yeah, Kababa, we were literally talking about this a little bit earlier. I would be surprised if the Sumerians didn't have a different, like, cursed energy system, for lack of a better word. Is this the same Usami that Kusakabe mentioned? No. Just because that guy, I'm pretty sure that Usami was already older than the one in Modulo, and it's been 70 years. So I would guess that it's like his grandson. You just saw a video about me? Or from me? Am I getting canceled out there? About me? What video? No, don't do it to me, man. I don't know, they were just fangirling over you? I have not seen such video. The only videos I've seen are there's like 2 accounts out there that are literally ripping every single one of my videos and just reposting them with like this weird green screen effect. Oh, yo, so TikTok makes no sense sometimes. I used to get like flagged for unoriginal when it was like literally my video. And so it's hilarious that people can literally steal my stuff and not get any issues from it. What do we call you? I don't care. Like, a lot of people say manga because the full name is kind of a mouthful. Bachi is a name I've often gone by in my internet life. Will, my actual name. That dude, Rick Grimes, is a recent one. Any of the above. Release the Monganimus files. Could Tengen be the original alien? Probably not anymore. I still think there could be something there. Also, Starry, thank you for subscribing. I don't know if that was that on. I don't know if that was on YouTube. That was on YouTube. Starry, thank you so much. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, Tengen. Yeah, so for those of you on TikTok, I'll scroll up and show the panel, but the alien that looked like Tengen in chapter 1 is this guy. So it wasn't Tengen, nor was it an alien that resembled Tengen. It was just this guy. But I think that was that like almost had to be a troll from Gege. Like, he knew that we would all think that that was Tengen, or at least something that looked like Tengen. Anyways, that being said, since we know these aliens have sorcery, I still think that Tengen could be like a first generation alien, or even an alien from way back when. Like, there still could be a connection there. But this chapter did reveal that that wasn't literally Tengen. Yo, Charles, what's good, man? I was literally Well, as you may or may not know, I go on walks every day, so sometimes I'll listen to YouTube videos when I do that. I was listening to your Anime Men video. I haven't finished it yet, but I was enjoying it. Ooh. Excuse me. Why is cursed energy mainly in Japan? That's because of Tengen's barriers. It is like specifically trapping isn't the right word, but like what's not I can't think of the right word, but it's because of Tengen's barriers. How many Gojos do you think it would take to defeat 20 Finger Forearm Sukuna with the 10 Shadows and World Cutting Slash? 1. Optimizing. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm not saying one Gojo always beats that form of Sukuna, but it would only take one. If you throw in 2, Sukuna definitely loses. I'm 100% being for real. Yeah, CQ, I think that's the word I was looking for. Hey, can you check out my new video about you? Wait, are you the one? I was hearing about this video. Did you tag me in it? I can't watch it right now, but I will. I will after I stream. Okay, I'll check it out. I don't know if I should be afraid or not. Bro, Hipstan, you might be onto something. Can you even imagine? You got 2 Gojos. One spamming red, one spamming blue. Infinite purple heck. Ryan says, I think the merger is still coming. Why build it up with no payoff? The Chekhov's gun needs to pay off. I mean, just because there's a... I don't think that's a fair equation there. Because that's like saying, you know, the bad guy in any given story needs to have succeeded, otherwise there was no payoff, you know? Now, I personally thought that the merger could happen, just because JJK was a very dark story. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if 300 million people ended up dying before it was all said and done. But it didn't happen, and I think that's because, like, you know, they saved the day. I don't think it needed to happen from, like, a narrative standpoint, from, like, a Chekhov's gun standpoint. I think Yuji's going to show up. I mean, he could. I don't really have a feeling one way or the other, but I don't think this story is gonna focus on the past. That's not to say he couldn't, you know, have a quick moment or there couldn't be a flashback or something, but I don't expect Yuji to be playing a primary focus. Doug, you know I'm all too familiar with the false jump scares from the computer. What would my Nin type be? I took one of those tests. I can't remember what I got though. Jam, I don't know. We were talking about this a bit earlier, but it might be that they aren't refugees. Like, they might not be running from anything. That might just be what they're saying. Or maybe they are. Does Sukuna or Gojo solo the Dark Continent? I don't think we can say at this point. But Gojo would have an easier time than Sukuna because infinity's a problem for everyone, you know? No, I haven't. I keep forgetting. Okay, probably as soon as I end this stream, we're gonna watch 2B Hero X in the Discord. Gosh, there's just so many things happened today. Kagurabachi, this, 2B Hero. I meant to watch that right when it dropped, but I forgot. Man, I'm gonna be sad, or I am sad, that 2B Hero X is over now. For those of you not watching it, you got probably the best thing this year so far. Like my anime of the year so far. I think the ants were like a B- on the whole. I don't think that's a fair representation of Meruem specifically though, but I think they on the whole were B-. Overall, as a manga, what do I think is better, JJK or AOT? I haven't read AOT. I've seen the anime now, but I have not read the manga. Did I like it so far? Anna, what are you referring to? Yo, Sukuna, thank you for stopping by, man, and thanks for becoming a member. Have a good night. Am I thinking of making some Chainsaw Man content? I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not caught up. And I've not only am I not caught up, I've never read any of it, but I've seen the anime. So I was planning on potentially catching up after the movie so that I could kind of watch the movie fresh, you know, without knowing what happens. It is something that I want to read. But it's just in the queue. Well, I like the chapter. I've really enjoyed this so far. What are my thoughts on Eren Yeager's actions? Was he a villain or a hero? Depends who you ask. I don't think he fits I don't think he fits squarely into either box. I think that was kind of the point. You know, he was human. Gon versus Killua both are heavenly restricted? I don't know. Probably Gon under those circumstances, just because I feel like he's more wild. I feel like he'd do a bit better if it's just hands and fists, you know? I have heard of Jujutsu Shenanigans. I've never played it though. I've never played Roblox, period. I haven't seen the Demon Slayer movie. Oh, nice, Jules. I do want to see it, but I probably won't in theaters. I wonder if it's even playing around me. Let me see. Oh, it is. Yo, what's good, Zan? Yeah, that's interesting, Nico. Maru's ability to seek balance and find a person who is an equal match is probably how they found Earth. I could see that. Maybe not with well, even if it's, I guess it could be like a Maru specific thing, but it could even be like just something a lot of these aliens have. And so maybe that is what that was kind of guiding them. Excuse me. Have I seen or read Naruto? I've seen it. I haven't read it though. I haven't read the manga, but I've seen the anime. Oh, y'all, one sec. My mom's calling me. Yo, my bad, my bad. Did not expect to be gone that long. Sure. Thank you for anyone who's still here. But you know, when the mom calls, you gotta answer. You know, you probably didn't, or you definitely didn't hear it because I think I had the mic muted. But I walked outside when I was talking to my mom, and there was like a spider web, I guess, that had been built across the door. Did not see it until I just felt it, and I screamed. I was like, no! Bro, I started freaking out. It was a big one. It was a big one, and I have arachnophobia. It was not good. It was not good. I'm still a little bit traumatized. But we're back now. What'd I miss? What have you guys been up to for like the past 30 minutes? Am I even still live on TikTok, or did it kick me off? I like how it gave me an inactive alert on TikTok when I was here, but I was gone for 30 minutes and it looks like it's fine. Yo, Justin, thank you for subscribing on YouTube, my friend. Chair abuser. Could you even see the chair? Or was it like green screened out? Oh no, you can see it. Peek. This is my new chair. I mean, it's not that new anymore, but for those of you who have been around since the bocce streams, you probably have heard about my old chair. Togue, you get it, man. I hate spiders. Like I'm very much like I don't like to kill insects if I don't have to type of thing. Like capture them, let them outside type of guy instead of stomping on them. But spiders, ugh. Not that I like relish killing them, but like I don't have they freak me out too much. I can't really like do the whole capture and release because it's too much interaction with one. Old Chaircoon? I still have Old Chaircoon. I need to take him to a dumpster. He basically, so I've had two old chairs. So I had my original old chair. Like the chair was like 25 years old, and I kid you not, because it was my dad's chair. But it was a really nice chair, and so I used it until the wheels fell off, basically. And when that happened, couple months ago, I had this other old chair. It was also broken. It was stuck on its highest height, so it was very uncomfortable and very awkward to use at my desk. So then, enter new chair here. So we're living our best life again. You see, people on TikTok keep saying someone posted me. I still haven't had a chance to see whatever this video is. But Poot, I have heard. I'm still a bit worried. A butterfly net, okay. I might have to look into that. Nicole says, did you read it already? Yes, if you're referring to the chapter. We're just kind of hanging out talking now. Chair Ganymus is my twin. I don't like to talk about him though. Mike says, what do I think of the theory that Megami still has Maharaga? I get where people are coming from with that theory, but it doesn't really make, like, it's not that it doesn't make sense, I guess, because again, I get what they're saying with, like, the different versions, but it wouldn't be my first guess. Like, I think Sukuna and Megami share Shikigami, and thus Megami's Maharaga would also be dead. Alexander, thank you for subscribing on YouTube, my friend. Okay, have you watched Jules' video on piano? Yeah, or I don't know if I've seen many of them, but I have seen the ones she shared. It was a long time ago, but playing the Honored One theme. That was one of the first like interactions I think I ever had with Jules. I was like, what the heck? Talent. Alright, I'm just catching up. I'm catching up on what I missed here. Togue, thank you for the dono, man. For the chair Ganimist content. Bro, Agenda Kaisen has been going crazy. Should have refilled my water while I was gone, but I still got some. We got an Aaron versus Griffith conversation going on here. Does Ino lose his Shinigami after they die? I don't know. I don't think they're really the same. I don't think so. I don't think they're like Shikigami in that way. If Chair Ganimist were to regain all of his strength, then he might give me some trouble. But nah. I'd win. Facts. We have gone too long without mentioning Toto. My goat! Yo, Flash, thank you for subscribing on YouTube, man. Let me test something real quick. Okay, how much worse does this get? Bloop. Darkness. No, it's not that bad. Alright, I'm gonna go with my lights off for now, because they're kind of giving me a headache. Yeah, 5 o'clock. Well, where I'm at. What time is it where y'all are at? Excuse me. Could you please explain Sukuna's speech vaguely when on the pathway of souls? The only thing that understood is that Sukuna considered the other path. I'm not entirely sure what you're asking, but if you're just asking about like what's happening in that scene, he's, you know, about to go down the path of reincarnation or whatever, you know, the cycle of death, you know, whatever we want to call it. Like he's heading towards the afterlife, for whatever that means to you, right? And Mahito, because of his idol transfiguration, like put a little piece on his soul so that he could interact with him as he goes down that path, right? So there, like Mahito is just like, you know, why am I the only one who's clinging on to these things? What do you mean you're like, you know, you lost and you're resigned to yada yada yada, right? And Sukuna is just saying that, like, yeah, you know, like maybe they had a point. Like, you know, I maybe could have led a different life and gone down a different path. And if I do reincarnate, perhaps that's what I'll do. He's basically just saying that, you know, Yuji got through to him. He was able to see his perspective. Joseph, have a good one, man. I appreciate you coming through. Also, Orochi says Sukuna had eyes on his cheeks and not forehead. This is true. This is true. But he did have additional... I'm assuming you're referencing like the comparison to the aliens. So yeah, it's not the same. But it is interesting, right? Because he's got more eyes than most. Which we could attribute to the conjoined twin situation. But also his tattoo, Sukuna's tattoos. He's got one right there in some of the art, and especially I don't know if it's the final volume. One of the final volumes, not the cover, but like the first page illustration is Sukuna, and one of them it looks like that space on his forehead is like a third eye, very much like these new aliens. Let me see if I can find it. I found it, but now I need a way to show it on stream. Bear with me here. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. So see, this image, like, it certainly almost appears as if he does have that third eye on his forehead. Well, you know, doesn't mean anything definitive, but it's certainly interesting. Alright, I think I've missed a lot of chat. Was my first reaction that the sequel had aliens? I thought it was cool. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it was... I know some people's problem with it is that it's like, it feels random and like completely out of nowhere. But not that it makes sense in that like, oh, we should have known it was aliens, but I think it fits nicely within the gray area that JJK left. So I'm interested to see how Gege kind of cooks with it. Togue, my guy, thank you for hanging out, especially if you've been at work. Like my man's going above and beyond. And thank you for the support, man. The chair will be back soon. Sand, damn. That's uncalled for. I have waited many a table in my day, and that's just, how dare you. But if it doesn't clear up that gray area, would you consider it bad? No. I mean, I don't think it has to. That's what... I'm already ready for all of the hot takes when this ends, of people being like, oh my god, he still didn't do the merger, or like, you know, we still don't know what happens when you break a binding vow. Like, no, this doesn't have to answer every nitpick that people have with JJK for it to be good. If Yuta had domain amp, couldn't he use amp while using his curse technique swords? I don't know. I don't think we know enough about how that works. Like, it maybe. But what I would say is I don't really know what the point of that would be, because let's just say he can, right? So for example, if he's fighting Gojo in this circumstance, because I don't know why else domain amp would be relevant, right? We're saying like to get past infinity. Then I think if Yuta's using domain amp, then his fist could get past infinity, but his sword that he's holding and the curse technique imbued therein still wouldn't be able to get past infinity. Like, just because Yuta is using domain amp, I don't think that would then transfer to the technique imbued in the sword. I think Gege already planned to do this new series way back in JJK. No, I don't. He at least not to the extent where like this was always the plan type thing. He said that after JJK ended, he had a whole bunch of like offers to do sequels or not sequels, just to do like different JJK spin-offs and stuff. And it wasn't until after JJK that he sat down and really like considered some of those things. And then like there were some ideas that he maybe wanted to do, and then he said like after a few meetings, like this idea really solidified. So it could certainly be that certain elements of this story or things he's going to explore were things that he always wanted to explore, but it wasn't as if he always knew, like, yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo is going to be the sequel after I finish JJK. Yeah, CQ, like, I think, you know, you could theoretically maybe use Domain Amp and a Curse Tool at the same time, but I just don't, like, the Curse Tool wouldn't have Domain Amp, in my opinion. And we don't really know, there's not many contexts for Domain Amp beyond getting past Infinity. If Rika ate Gojo, then Yuta could have it. Polar, I was wondering that same thing. I was wondering how that meeting even came to be. It feels like we're missing a little something, but it could just be that, like, I don't think that was like a predetermined meeting in any case, but it is still interesting. Like, it might just be that when he left to go get his ID, he saw somebody on the roof that he thought was Maru, so he went up there to talk to him. I meant more so as a way to have a strong defense in the midst of domain battles, like Sukuna did to reduce the effectiveness of red and blue, or the way... Okay, yeah, then, I mean, I could see something like that. But I guess at that point, like, if you're focused on using domain amp to defend, you probably don't, like, have the space to be simultaneously attacking with a sword. Like... I don't know, maybe the multitask goes crazy. But I guess something like that could theoretically be possible. Like, partially defending with domain amp, using the curse technique sword at the same time. Hold on. Yeah, so citing back to that moment, like, I don't think we were supposed to necessarily jump to any conclusions. Probably no one knows what I'm talking about, but to the end of chapter 2 with Cross and Tsurugi. Like, the way I'm reading that moment is that he forgot his ID or whatever, right? And then he goes outside, and then just however it takes place, he notices Maru, Cross, and then that happens, right? But do y'all think there's any chance that, like, he maybe even faked the ID not working, like, and he was trying to get away from his sister to go talk to Maru or something, and like that was all orchestrated? Or was it just a chance encounter after he actually did mess up his ID? Excuse me. If so, Hug, I wonder why he like if he did intentionally ditch his sister, I wonder why. Like I wonder what he wanted to talk to Maru about that he didn't want his sister to know. And not that it's like ominous, but yo, Kashigo, I know, I can't believe it, man. Like, especially in this past week with the Jujutsu Kaisen sequel hype, we've gotten a couple thousand subs. Do you think their parents will be important people? I guess depends what you mean by important, but I think, I think clearly the story is focusing on this next generation. So important to this narrative, probably not more so than like background or periphery, but important within the world, it could be. Because I mean, if Yuta was an acting head of the Gojo clan, which doesn't mean he's the head. Maybe he was, but we don't know that. But if he was an acting head, then his son or daughter might have filled that position in his absence. I'm very interested to see what's going on with the Gojo clan. I think there's more than meets the eye there. Like it could just be, corruption. As soon as Yuta died, they're finagling with the finagles, as they say, and messing with the ring. I think that would make sense. It could just be that, but I think that's an easy place to jump to. Maybe it would be more interesting if there was some other motive there, and they weren't just being corrupt, like, and there was some reason we're not aware of that transition needed to take place. I want to make a whole video on this, so I want to like gather my thoughts. But I have a whole bunch of different ideas, especially considering that the ring didn't get teleported in the trap, Like what if it's fake? What if it's not the real ring anymore? And if so, where's the real ring? I have no idea what Yuki's domain would look like. That's a cool idea, though. Just like a planetary system. See here. I forgot there was like this leaderboard thing. I never did. I remember after we did our first stream, I looked into it. I don't think it's something I can like adjust. I wish it was, like in terms of like dictating how experience was given out. Who's my favorite Marvel character? I mean, all time, probably Spider-Man. I'd have to say. But like, if we're going MCU, like specifically and only, probably Cap. But Spider-Man overall. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I think I just messed up the chat again. Oh, wait. I think we're back. Godzilla says, will you be making videos on Steel Ball Run when that starts airing? I don't know, because I am in part 3 of JoJo's right now. I've never read it, and I'm only watching the anime now. So it is my goal to be caught up by the time that comes out. So if I am, then maybe. It just depends, I guess, if there's like elements to it that I'm compelled to make videos about. You know, with like with like new stuff, it's obviously far easier to like make content about it because there's like things you can theory craft about and stuff like that. So I don't know. Speaking of though, I need to get back on my JoJo's journey. We made it, I think, about halfway through part 3. But I guess with all these summer anime wrapping up, we'll have more time for those types of watch parties. Yes, I have been watching 2 Hero X. It's my current anime of the year. I have not seen the finale yet. As soon as I end the stream, I'm gonna watch the finale, and we'll do it in the Discord for anybody that wants to join. I'm very excited for it, but I'm also sad that it's over now. Which, let's see. Considering I do want to watch that, I might need to end stream somewhat soon. Oh, my apologies again for just disappearing for 30 minutes. Was the no spoilers, obviously, but if you saw the finale, how was it? You know, part of me doesn't want to say this because I know, like, and you guys will see what I mean, but part of me doesn't want to say this because I feel like it, like, it's going to invite people doing it. But I will say I'm pretty proud of our community here because for the most part, people don't just like blast spoilers. Like when I was going through AOT, as I make my way through One Piece, JoJo's, like, I honestly thought I would have more people just like barge in and like try to spoil shit for me. And it's happened a little bit. But for the most part, I feel like it really doesn't happen that much. And I would expect it to happen way more in a community this size. So shout out to you guys. Honestly, I was especially impressed with AOT. That show is so ripe for spoilers. Yo, Baki, thank you for the sub, man. Thank you, thank you. Actually, It's a good point. I guess I do feel like there's probably a lot of JJK spoilers, but like that's not even possible to be spoiled for me, so I'm not really like considering that. Surprised I wasn't spoiled with AOT? Yeah, it's just because like you don't really see stuff if you don't engage with it, you know what I mean? Like it's certainly possible that like at some point over the past 10 years, like something came across my feed or like somewhere that like was talking about it, but like I just wouldn't have paid attention to it, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have registered to me. Do I think AOT is up there as one of the greatest anime? Yeah, I think so. I do want to rewatch it. Like I've only seen it one time recently, and I think it's an anime that will only get better with my second watch. But even that being said, I definitely think it's one of the best for sure. I actually really want to rewatch AOT like as a priority, but there's just so many like there's so many other things I need to do first that I can't really justify rewatching something that I just watched. Yo, Kakoa, it's out. I mean, you probably know that, but just in case you didn't, it is out in English now. Man, I can only imagine how like the week-to-week AOT conversation was. I bet it was peak. Because there'd be so many things to like speculate about. I'm sad I missed out on that. Now, I watched the first season of AOT as it was coming out back in the day. Forever ago. I didn't keep up with it after that because it pissed me off about how long the next season was taking. So I told myself I'm not starting this again until it's all done, so I don't have to wait a decade. Will I watch One Punch Man season 3? Maybe. I still haven't seen season 2. But I've read the majority of One Punch Man. So like I'm familiar with the story. Watching season 2 wasn't a priority because I have a lot of other things I want to get to, and also I heard it was a letdown. Like I heard they didn't do a good job. It's like my heart with Black Clover, but that's coming back, right? I've never read or seen anything about Black Clover, but I did hear that it was about to come back. Or maybe not that it was about to come back, but that they announced they were working on it or something. Excuse me. Serious Punch Saitama breaks Gojo's infinity. I don't know about that. Could Saitama get past the infinity because of just the way he's kind of a gag? Probably. But I don't think you could just do it by sheer force. Will I be making Chainsaw Man videos? Maybe at some point. I'm not caught up on Chainsaw Man. I'm at least waiting until after I watch the movie. And then we'll kind of see what else is going on with everything at that point. Have I been diligent? Have I been diligent about what? Yeah, I mean, I like One Punch Man, so I do like want to watch the anime at some point. But that's just the only reason I haven't, is because I heard the adaptation wasn't the best, and I've just had other things I've been trying to catch up on. What is the pickled Yuji theory? I don't think I've seen that one. Ah, Cocoa, are you gonna have like absolutely no way to kind of access any of that stuff? But just think that means whenever you get back, you'll have so much peak to catch up on. That is one kind of downside of like being up to date, or even especially in my case, like making content on something. Like I have to consume it immediately, you know? But I'm definitely the type where like I would like to let a few kind of stack up and then binge a bunch of chapters. Like I love doing that. Or like with an anime especially, like we did with Attack on Titan. Like just getting to essentially binge that was nice. Pickled Yuji theory is where he becomes a cursed object himself and gets in a vat full of Jujutsu goo to be used in the future to defend the world. Okay, I hadn't heard that specifically, but I had heard the theory about people saying Yuji turned himself into a finger. And I do not think that is the case. I don't think Yuji would even know. I don't think he's capable of turning himself into a cursed object. Yo, Orochi, I appreciate that, man. CQ, is Chainsaw Man bi-weekly? Or are there just like a bunch of breaks? Cause I didn't know it was every 2 weeks if that is like its official release. I hear so many mixed things about Chainsaw Man. And for my Chainsaw Man fans out there, know that I don't take the slander very seriously, because I know how the agendas can be. But I swear I feel like there's two different sets of Chainsaw Man fans out there. You think we could get a time skip with Yuka and Tsurugi? I mean, anything's possible. Who am I to say, right? But that wouldn't be my first guess. It does feel like we're kind of in the heat of a current situation. But I currently don't see a time skip. But again, anything's possible. Who's the strongest here? Probably my chair, given his just general prestige. Yeah, P-Dog, I could see it going either way, honestly. Shadow, I don't know. I did put out a whole video on that idea, if you haven't seen it, where we talked about what Yuka's curse technique might be, but I don't come to any conclusions in that video. I just don't think we have enough information yet. 'Cause she might not even be using her technique. Like, she might just be using martial arts with cursed energy. I haven't watched Lord of the Mysteries. I've heard mixed things about that too. I do want to watch that. Bro, give me the Higuruma spinoff for real. Yo, Clusta, that makes me so happy. He said, heard about Kagurabachi from you and finally read it the other day. That manga has me hooked. Y'all need to read Kagurabachi if you aren't. I know we got the Jujutsu Kaisen sequel, so we're eating good right now, but like, Kagurabachi is legitimately peak. And it's cooking right now. Like, we're right in the freaking middle of it right now in Kagurabachi. Like, shit's going down. You a Kagurabachi hater? Why, dude? If you actually are, like, how much did you read of it? Who do you think was physically stronger, early Itadori or pre-awakened Maki? Yuji, I would say. I mean, I guess when you say early Itadori, like, how early are we talking? But probably, like, ever since the exchange event, like, easily Yuji. Like, ever since he actually learned what cursed energy was and, you know, started stringing black flashes together, like, Yuji. Maybe Maki before that, but even then. Yo, Ed, thank you for subscribing on YouTube, man. I appreciate you. I lost chat. Oh, there we go. Polar says, I've read 6 chapters of Kagurabachi yesterday and I loved it. Polar, if you're only 6 deep, strap in. Strap in. Oh, Hug, you made it to 74. Okay, so you definitely did your due diligence. You know, not everything is going to be for everyone, so that's fair. So you didn't like the pacing. Did you like JJK's pacing? Because I feel like both of them are like similar in how fast they move. It's one of the things I like about both of them. Bro, especially, this might be just a product of I mean, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm assuming I'm older than most of you. But growing up on, like, the animes I grew up on, some of them were just, oh my god, the filler and the snail's pace. Like, I love that about Jujutsu Kaisen and Kagurabachi. Like we're not wasting time on any shenanigans. And not that you can't waste time on shenanigans, okay? That can be nice. A little slice of life here and there, no problem with that. Kagurabachi is a bunch of garbage? We gotta ban Spirit. We gotta ban him immediately. Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, I know talking about animes isn't necessarily fair because there's literally filler, but even like in the canon material of animes, the pacing sometimes is insane. But like Naruto, Dragon Ball for sure. Like, you guys know the, or maybe you guys don't know the meme, but like the, you know, Planet Namek is gonna blow up in 90 seconds and it took like 53 episodes. Bleach, yeah. Obviously early One Piece. Yeah, Polar, exactly. Gojo without curse technique solos Kagurabachi. I don't know. I don't think we know enough about the scaling to say that. With his curse technique, easily he does. But without it, I guess it depends, like, you know, how fast is Nishiki Chihiro? You know, versus a Gojo that's not using blue and red to help him zip around. To be clear, I definitely think Gojo could kill anyone he wants even without his curse technique, but it's a question of if he would have the defense necessary to survive. Do I think Gojo can beat Godzilla? I mean, on paper, I would say yes, but Godzilla's lore goes crazy. You know? But who knows? Bro, the aura farming goes so hard in Kagurabachi. Like, it's... Like, that word gets overused. Like, it's not like... I mean, I like solo leveling, don't get me wrong. But, like, it's only that, you know? Like, Kagurabachi's aura farming, like, it makes sense, you know? It's, like, served up to you on a silver platter. Like, you can see Hokuzono's influences, like, in everything. Like, you can totally see, like, the Tarantino movies. Like, God, for those of you that read the chapter today, no spoilers. I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but it's not story relevant at all. But the guy with the comb, like, that was such a cool moment. Like, I could see that on screen, like, just... I'm here for it. Tiberius, what's up, man? Can Gojo defeat your dad? Probably not. Can Gojo defeat Cosmic Garo? That's tough, man. One Punch Man characters are weird. I mean, Garo has his, like, little portals, but I don't know. I don't really necessarily think that gets him past infinity. I don't know if Gojo's doing anything to him, but I don't know how he's getting past infinity. Yeah, Polar. Tarantino is one of his big influences, and you can absolutely see it. Also very John Wick-esque. Naruto, JJK. Two of his big cited influences. No disrespect to Sung Jin Woo. I really enjoyed the solo leveling manhwa. It was very, very fun. Very fun series. Just not necessarily the most depth. Do I think Sukuna's World Cutting Slash can get through President Valentine? I don't know who President Valentine is. I'm not that far in JoJo's. Dude, yes, the comb guy is my new goat. Like, that was just so much aura. Like, did they practice that? Like, is that dude's whole job to hold the comb and catch the comb for that guy? And bro was just like, there's no need for needless casualties. I'll do this alone. Kakoa, which panel? There's so many awesome panels from that moment. Like, there's the one with all the paper floating around Chihiro. There's the one where, you know, he's got his leg on the chair. There's the one that's like completely dark, you know? That chapter was peak. I am watching Sakamoto Days, but I'm actually behind. Like, I'm like I'm at least 3 episodes behind, maybe 4. I need to catch up. Also with Gachiakuta, I'm like 3 behind there, or maybe 2 on that one. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that one's peak. Which world am I choosing to be isekai into? I feel like I would need to think more about this to give a good answer, but I mean, I obviously want to go somewhere where I'm not going to get killed immediately. Pokemon would actually be kind of cool. Just go on a little adventure with my best friends, catching awesome creatures along the way. I'm only in part 3 of JoJo's. Favorite Black Flash? That's tough. I don't know. Gojo's obviously goes extremely hard. All of Yuji's go hard. Listen, this wouldn't be my answer, but I can't lie if Sword Art Online didn't cross my mind. Because, like, as a gamer, and as a gamer who, you know, World of Warcraft blew my mind when it came out. I can only imagine what, like, if like an actual VR MMO, like to that extent existed, I wouldn't care if I couldn't log out, okay? I don't care if I die in real life. If I die in that game, sign me up. All right, I'm living in there from now on. That would be so cool. Bro, you think I'm gonna get killed a week in? Bro, come on now. Don't know my pedigree, okay? I'm not saying I would be like, you know, Kirito level, but I'm gonna be in a raiding guild, okay? We're gonna be crushing it. I don't know how many of you are familiar with World of Warcraft, but I got my stars, okay? Your boy was a gladiator in WoW. Top 0.5%, okay? Yo, what's good, man? What class, race, and classic WoW did I play? Okay, so my first 60 was a Tauren Shaman. After much deliberation, we landed there. I was never like an altaholic, so that was the majority of what I played. But then, at some point, me and the homies wanted to make alliance characters. At which point, I made a human warrior. Had a lot of fun with that. And then, ultimately, I became a rogue. And that's pretty much what I stayed. I never played a rogue in actual vanilla. But by the time Classic came out, like 4 or 5 years ago, I made a rogue. When I was Gladiator, that was with Shaman. Do you think Time Stop can somehow get you past Infinity? I don't think I've even reached Time Stomp in JoJo's. I'm halfway through part 3, but I've put out I think I've put out a video about whether or not stopping time could get past Infinity. And it's one where we get into the weeds. It just depends on how it works. Like, are you stopping time on like a universal level? Or are you stopping time on like a... I can't think of the word right now. Like a localized level. If it's localized, I don't think it would work. Chat window on streams frozen? I love D&D. Does cursed speech breach infinity? I don't think so. We don't know enough about these aliens, to be honest. I think Gojo can. Especially if it's like cursed energy infused audio waves. Because we know during that first Jogo attack, he makes some mention of like, you know, the sound waves or something. Imagine a domain where getting probed is the sure hit. No thank you. Alright, I'm trying to figure out, is it still frozen on stream? Here, let me refresh. See if that helps this. Bigyawn.com. It looks like it's fixed on stream, but I just don't know if it's actually pulling the chat now. Oh yeah, there we go. Yawns are coming now. Once they start. Honestly, even if the aliens have the raw power that Sukuna had, they probably don't have his genius. Yeah, agreed. I mean, like, Gojo could theoretically hollow purple the whole spaceship and they're all just gonna die, right? But, like, you know, would he actually win, like, a 50,000 v1? He could certainly kill all of them with the domain, but yeah, it just depends on, like, how strong they are and if they actually have a way past infinity. Okay, stop yawning. Are the grandkids from the epilogue the same as from Modulo? Yes. That was Tsurugi and Yuka in the epilogue. Okay, stop yawning. Waiting on you for that 2B Hero X watch party? Yeah, actually, we should probably do that. Alrighty, y'all. Let's see. We streamed for about 3 hours with a little 30-minute disappearance on my part. Apologies again for that. I want to make this a regular thing, hopefully at least on Sundays, but I want to do it more than that too. Whoops. So yeah, I appreciate you guys coming to hang out. I'm going out of town next weekend, but I'll be back on Sunday. So hopefully we'll still do this. Might be a little later. We'll just have to see. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys for real. I am gonna go watch To Be Hero X probably in like 5 to 10 minutes. That'll be in the Discord for anybody that wants to join and watch the finale. We will be doing that. And for anybody who's not already in the Discord, let me try to get ahead of this. People have like a 10% success rate of joining the Discord. So if you haven't joined, when you join, there's a channel called Get Access. You have to react with a thumbs up to the rules in that channel, and then you will be able to see everything else in the Discord. So if you guys want to join, we'll be starting that in a few minutes. But again, thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you soon. What's the Discord? There should be links everywhere, but if it's just discord.gg/monganimist. Type it in the chat. But alrighty, y'all. I will see you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.